Senator Coyle.
Senator Gold, the Canadian Net Zero Emissions Accountability Act requires the government to set emissions reductions commitments for 5-year intervals towards net zero by 2050. The next target for 2035 is due by the end of this year. Today, the Net Zero Advisory Body released a report recommending a 50 to 55% reduction in emissions from 2005 levels by 2035, a much more ambitious target than our current 40% reduction goal for 2030. According to the Canadian Climate Institute's most recent estimates, Canada has achieved an 8% reduction in emissions between 2005 and 2023, with sectors such as oil and gas and agriculture continuing to see rising emissions. Given the urgency of addressing climate change and the slow progress to date, will the government commit to meeting this newly recommended target for 2035?
Senator Gold.
Well, thank you for your question, Senator. And the government, through me, wants to thank the Net Zero Advisory Body for its important work. I've been advised that the government is reviewing the report and, indeed, its recommendations, and we'll have more to say about that shortly.
Senator Coyle.
Thank you, Senator Gold. The report also proposed that Canada adopt carbon budgets to track cumulative emissions, which would provide a more comprehensive framework for progress monitoring rather than just focusing exclusively on milestone years. Is the government considering adopting carbon budgets to track progress and ensure accountability across sectors, notably those which continue to see rising emissions, and help to guide efforts to achieve more ambitious emissions reductions targets and effective actions?
Senator Gold.
Well, thank you for your question. As I mentioned, the government is reviewing very seriously the recommendations, and I have no doubt that those recommendations will guide government policy.